All right, sorry about that. All right, good morning. My name is Neiman Young, Assistant City Manager for the City of Corpus Christi. Today we're here to today we're here to host our 12th press conference for the repair of the Yorktown Mud Bridge project. As always, I'd like to thank all of our partners in the press to help us to continue to remain transparent on the progress of such project, number one, and then number two, ensuring that that information is shared across the city to all the stakeholders that are utilizing that important corridor to get back and forth from work and other activities in their daily lives. Today is the 21st day of the project, and as always, we're always happy to discuss and update you all on the project's progress. To help me accomplish that, I will be turning it over to Ernesto de la Garza, our Director of Public Works.
Good morning. I'm Ernesto de la Garza, Director of Public Works. Today, as we enter our 21st working day of the second phase, our subcontractor, Southern Road and Bridge, is set to complete repairs on 2 more bend caps this week, and will begin preparing 3 more for concrete work next week. So that preparation work is ongoing this week. Unfortunately, windy weather held our subcontractor to only 3 working days last week. But our contractor, Southern Road and Bridge, came in on a Saturday to make up for one of those days. They also set to receive more resources to help them stay on schedule. So they're really trying their best to keep to our contract end date. They're also going to try to work this Saturday as well to recover some of that lost time on the schedule. And their current challenges is that they're bringing resources in from out of town since they're not a local contractor. So we really appreciate their efforts to try to get us the resources that they need to meet the end date. Another thing to clarify, just so that we explain our scheduled date, we had a question last week from the media, and we gave that information. And so that we provide that transparency to the public. I also spoke with residents that live near the Mud Bridge, and they explained that they tune into our updates every week to see the progress and to keep track of the project. So I'd like to provide that clarification for all those watching as well. So when we that day, when they're working underneath the bridge, as you have seen here recently, it's been very windy, choppy conditions out there when they're on their barges. So for safety reasons, they will decide to either work or not work, depending on what they can accomplish that day and to provide for a full 8 hours working day. So for our clarification on the schedule for those watching, so that we don't cause either worry or excitement in either direction, the 70 working days, the end date for the 70 working days, the contract completion date is April the 28th. So the 70 working days that they went nonstop currently, as the schedule is set, is April 28th. When we speak to the pilings and that work being done, currently our contractor is set to be done March 28th to be done with all the substructure work, which is the critical path of the project. That is what is really pushing the timeline for the project. And after we're done with that, we have 3 to 5 days of just incidental work on the top of the deck, which is the paving and the striping, so that the bridge is ready to go. So right now, our contractor is set for March 28th to be done with the critical path work, which is the piles underneath the bridge. And what they're doing is they're providing additional resources to ensure that they hit that target date, which is the critical path of the entire schedule. Now, as is with construction, from now into the end date, they're either going to lose time or gain time when they're building the project because of weather and tides. And so what I want to make sure everybody understands is that our contractor is going to do as best as they can, add resources or work additional time to ensure that that 70 working day completion day is not exceeded. Currently, we are scheduled to be complete with the project before that April 28th day, which is the March 28th for the critical path, and then the week of work for just paving. As far as when we can first put traffic on that bridge, it will be anywhere in between, and as of today's schedule, anywhere between the March 28 day and the April 11 timeframe, and just depending on either they lose time or gain time. As the contractor works with us to bring in more resources from out of town, then they could potentially gain time or lose time. So currently, they're still tracking an earlier date than the anticipated 70 working days. So they're still ahead of schedule. But again, I just want to manage expectations because this is a project in a water condition. We could either lose time or gain time, but just understand that we are always in communication with our subcontractor to add opportunities for them to provide additional resources to make up that time. So currently, we are tracking ahead of schedule, which is the ultimate end date of the April 28th. But right now, again, just want to make sure that we manage those expectations so that we don't cause any undue worry or premature celebration because a lot could happen from now until that endpoint. All right? Thank you.
That concludes today's press conference. As always, we will be meeting with the press next week, and we'll be providing an update on next week's progress on the bridge. We'll stand by for any questions. All right, as always, we appreciate our partnership with the media, and we thank the citizens that are tuning in and have a high interest in the repair of this important corridor. We look forward to speaking to you all next week. And that concludes today's press conference. Thank you all.